2023 sketchbook flip through. Let's do it. Hi, my name is Em. Welcome to the studio. It's been a year. I am in a okay place. Health is affecting me. Being unemployed affecting me. But you know what we can do? You know what we have control over? Making sketchbooks. If you've never seen these before, all of my sketchbooks are called the Amnesia Diaries because I have long-term memory loss. And so I keep these as a kind of archive of my lives, of the lives that I'm doing. Yep, that's me. So I'm going to flip through them now. There might be one more by the end of this year, but you know what? We're just going to plow ahead. So because my sketchbooks are the place where I make ideas, a lot of the pages are writing, which is not as interesting in a sketchbook flip through video. So we're just going to skip past that into my first self-portrait of the year. Yeah, I've been examining my face a lot this year. There's a lot more faces as we go forward. But for now, we're just in doodle land. We're just in what was for breakfast, what are we experiencing, ideas for other projects. I love this little mouth drawing. Variant phylogeny, a project I'm still working on, dealing with like COVID and long COVID and embroidery pieces, trying to come up with a way of having these embroidery pieces live in people's homes and maybe also like as physical objects, maybe as virtual objects. So that's sort of what I was exploring here. This project is kind of on pause right now. I don't have the resources, basically, the humans that I need to, the humans that I need to do the arts with. That is a theme I'm going to come up against a lot this year. January of this year, it rained quite a lot. It was a lot. Me in bed with one of my blob sculptures, loving that. Oh, poem drawings, repeating myself, need attention, draw faces, not here. 114 migraine attacks in 2022. Ooh, we're gonna have to count how many we had this year. Eating the rain with my checklists. I do this a lot where there's like do draws and have them be very mundane. My self-confidence is flimsy, which is, that's kind of intense just because that is the state I am in right now. And it's good to remember. That's part of why we make these books, is it's good to remember that the state I'm in is mundane and common. My self-confidence is flimsy and my feeling of purpose resistant to encouragement. Yep. 1 year ago, self was feeling the same way I feel now. And this is before I got laid off. A lot of these like squiggle noodle doodle guys. I've been trying to do this less where I have stuff on the backs of pages, but sometimes you just gotta do it. So in January, I started the fiscal sponsorship application process. I did end up getting a fiscal sponsor for Blink Pop Shift with Intersection for the Arts. I haven't gotten any grants to support that yet, but we're working on it. Slow and steady. Blank pages, slow brains. Oh, I like this guy. This is a good squiggle guy. Oh, there's more faces, more self-portraits happening. Just squiggles and rain. Squiggles and rain is a January theme. Sometimes I've been doing this with friends of mine, using tarot as like creative encouragement. Drawing some hands, drawing some squiggles. Oh, I like this outline. I should try that again. These are wax pastels on recycled or reclaimed paper I found at the thrift store. Writing about going on trips. Writing through the somatic embodiment, like therapy acronyms, helping you pay attention to things. Wax, pastel stickers, alcohol markers. I think there was colored pencil in here. So many combinations of things. Abstraction is generally where I go when I'm trying to think or trying to feel something specific, when I'm sort of like in Lost. These are, me trying to draw my way into being found. I'm not totally sure if I ever find my way to found, but at least there are maps of where I was at the time. Doing some like rubbings with crayon and then adding the outlines. Oh yeah, these are pages from a book I think I found at the thrift store, or maybe this was from the little library or a free book pile or something. I've found a lot of books in like free book piles that I've used for making art. Wow, this year has just been a lot of experimentation with abstraction, with doodles, with combining words and pictures, combining textures. Did I skip a page? Oh yeah, there's this like boring pretty. Ooh, I like this combination of the feelings of different parts of my body and different sizes. That's a nice one. I like that. And now we've made it to February, when I went on a trip with my mom to Pinnacles National Park. And yeah, this was fun. I've been doing these like junior ranger explorations, like getting junior ranger books from places we go and cutting them up and drawing on them and including them in my books. Fun textures. It's a nice way to remember travel, especially since I don't remember things. We ate risotto for dinner every night. Steve made it in advance and sent us with huge tubs. It was a highlight to have that warm, nourishing, hearty food, so easy and full of Steve love. I want to do this more. Flipping through these makes me feel more myself. Makes me feel like I have more of a footprint on the earth. I am here. I have evidences for my being here. I think part of my memory loss is just I have a hard time comparing my present state to past states of being, and that can be really disheartening and hard when whatever is happening right now feels like it will happen forever, and that I also have no experience or skills with dealing with it. But I do have skills, and these books help me like remember that has happened. So this is just after I got laid off. There was a lot of being upset, being tired. Oh, mac and cheese gives me wiggle arms and wiggle legs. That's so cute. Tingled confidence roller coaster of meltdown. New friend in unmechanical. Oh, that was the game I was playing at the time. I liked that game a lot. I love a straight puzzle game. Just like, please do not overwhelm me with your story. Please just give me cute mechanics. I recently played Death Squared, which was similar. Oh, I love this ribbon. That's so pretty. Laid off 1 week. Just extensive notes, really trying to keep myself centered and grounded, and playing with doodles in the margins, trying to combine the doodles, keeping track of giving myself exercises like writing about things, just trying my best to maintain myself after I lost the stability of having a job. It really has been a hard theme this year of feeling not good enough, feeling rejected, feeling like my skills aren't valuable, those kinds of things. And it's been 10 months since I got laid off, and I've just had endless rejection since then. So I think, it makes sense that I'm having a hard emotional time. But also, like we saw earlier in the book, like some of that self-confidence stuff is independent of my like environment. Like the self-confidence stuff is somewhat independent of my environment. I lack a sense of self-confidence in general, and that can just be really hard to deal with. And so I'm trying to practice not supported by evidence. I believe my drive is my only asset, which is not supported by evidence. Yeah, I do that. I do believe this still. It's hard to deal with yourself on an ongoing basis and to have all this evidence for like who you were then. I feel frustrated that I got yet another migraine attack today. 180% increase is a lot. Right after I got laid off, I had a huge increase in migraines, which is, stress is my main trigger, and that sucked. I had to go on prednisone. It was a whole situation. I had another chain later in the year that was very similar. Ooh, I like this. Oh, there's numbers. 4, 5, 2. Use a straight edge to outline the torn shape. Is there no 1? There's no 1. 4. Fill outline with parallel lines. 1. Tear a sheet of printed paper. 5. Write the rules around. 2. Glue to the backing sheet on the edge. Ooh, I like this. My work is very rule-based. So it's interesting to combine the rules with the images. I had completely forgotten that I'd done these. These are great. Oh my gosh. Okay, 1. Tear a sheet of printed paper. 2. Glue to the backing sheet. 3. Use a straight edge to outline the torn shape. 4. Fill the outline with parallel lines. 5. Write the rules around the outside edge. Ugh, love that. That's really fun. This is also something I started doing this year, was giving each physical page an indicator, like this one has a date and a page number, so that they could be taken out and like recombined in other ways, but they would still have their original like marker and identifier. One of the things that I get frustrated about with both with the notebooks and with hierarchical file systems and computers is that they sort of restrict the relationships that can be built between different kinds of information, and that's true of these books too. So I've been trying to play with recombining the pages in different ways using these markers. Oh, I love these books so much. Look at that little guy. Look at that. That's a drawing of my stuffed animal Tomatillo. Snack, beans, tomatoes, meeps, peps, anchovies, salb, onions. Somebody was eating chili. That's what was happening. Someone was celebrating eating chili. Oh, there's a frustrated day. Oh, I like this combination of the checklist and the drawing. I should try this more. It's really fun. I love that. I can do this. Learn, experiment, share, try again, connect, ask for help. You can do this, brain. You can. Testing a new rule set. Introducing variation. Introducing shape variation. Varying intershape line rules. Testing rules on new material. Testing rules on new material. Testing background variation. Testing recycling materials from manuscripts. This was fun. I've been doing this a lot this year. I had printed out the manuscript for Helmet and Forceps, which is a novel that I wrote over the past few years, which it's done this year. If you're interested in reading the unpublished manuscript, you can come into the Patreon. The patrons have access to that manuscript if you'd like to read it. But I used pages as drawing pages just to never waste a sheet of paper. Always use every sheet of paper multiple times. The meds kicked in and the pain faded and the nausea passed and the grump remained. Fortunately for everyone, Steve thinks I'm pretty cute when I'm grumpy. Aw, that's cute. Oh, I love all these parallel line drawings. They feel interesting still. Repeat, repeat. Sour, sore, wasted, blank, blank, blank. Confidence leaking out. I miss the steroids. Yeah, that happens to me when I go off the steroids. Applying a rule set to a new material. Pre-hoc material mixing. Post-hoc material mixing. Mixing rule sets from different protocols. Oh, this is 2 separate protocols, yeah. Experimentation with the rules. And we are in April. I missed a month marker in there, didn't I? Well, that's okay. Teaching process is teaching thinking. Density makes focal points. Outlining paralyzed hand, right hand during a migraine. I actually made a video of that. One of my art school from bed videos was making those. I feel proud of myself editing muscles lately. Editing? Oh, I feel proud of my editing muscles lately. The book feels exciting and doable in a way that it hasn't in years. That's true. For some reason, it sort of like took me over this summer. I guess I just had the space for it. Oh, and then these collages started happening where I would cut 2 pages and then invert the cut pieces. This was a calendar, I think. Yeah, a calendar that I found in a free book pile. Free book piles are my new favorite place to find recycled, reclaimed, or to reclaim materials. Especially this year, I've been doing a bunch of like book cutout work. I'll make a video about a few of the cutout books. Oh, look at that. I really love the way they combine. Like the 2 color palettes with the 2 shapes. And when you turn the page, they sort of have a twinning, untwinning relationship to each other. These ones too, they have this like center cutout piece inverted between the 2 of them. Oh, we have a little bit of stickage. Ooh, this one says bad thing. Anything. Oh wait, is this where this started? Oh, interesting. So this is a series. This happens sometimes inside the books too. Like we've seen before, there's like a bunch of pages that go in series. And sometimes I have like whole pieces in here that do that. So this one is the start of one. Bad thing, anything, everything. Oops. Come on. No need to be stuck together, friends. Nothing. Something. Yes. Yes. No. Yes. Yes. No. No. Oh, this one is, it turns, and then it says apathetic as it turns the page. And then we're in May. Empty. Nonprofit. No. Oh, this is one of the first cut pages that has the holes in it. So this is a process I'm also doing in the books. So this is one of the first experiments with the cut pages. No, 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 no. Oh, that's the last page. Interesting. It's only a few pages. No, 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 no. This is me drawing on my computer, printing it out, playing with incorporating digital drawing into my notebooks. That's one of the nice things about using a 3-ring binder as a sketchbook is, as you can see, like I can incorporate all kinds of different materials into it. I don't have to be limited to just like whatever is prescribed by the sketchbook manufacturer. Exquisite Corpse with myself. Ooh. Here's another word series. Fear, rut, distrust. Ooh, that's a nice one. I can't do this right now. 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 This is one of the many rejected art grants. So much work went into these, and it felt like necessary, basically, to have them in here. It is really hard to spend like so much time and effort into making one of these proposals only to have it like get rejected. It just feels like a lot of free labor that never gets compensated. Maybe I should make a video on these at some point. They definitely feel like an important part of this year. But hey, that was book 1, or in this case, book 22. And now we can do book 2, which I think is a little shorter than the first book. Okay. Bam. Make sure that you're in frame. Great. So now we're in June. A few of those same calendar pages. Trash. Oh, I like this one. Nibble, bubble, blink, and blue. Walking, trouble, oil screw. Finding where the crevice grits. Misty eyes and elbow pits. This is a poem called Poem. Touch clay. Bother. Tinted balm. Poem. Hip joint. Rest like performance. Ooh, this one is like a woven paper bit. There are more woven later. Art museum from bed. This is one of the projects that I've been applying for grants for. Art museum from bed. Bed museum from art. Fear, motivation, byproduct, process, clean, treat, make, disappoint, want, fail, want, fail, want, fail, want, fail, want, fail, feel. Waste of time, waste of time, waste of space, waste of waste. Fear belly. Very interesting. Hi, love. I am recording. More doodles, practicing for other drawings. I fear failure, real failure I can't recover from, failure that hurts people. Failure, lure, failure, failure, failure. This is another rejected grant proposal. Oh, there have been a lot of these this year. This one got to the second round of the Creative Capital, and then it got rejected, probably because they don't think it's feasible to create an entire AI copy of yourself, even though if I had the funding, I could do it, but I don't have the funding, so. July. Been writing every day and starting to crave it. If all you do is write, you are a writer. And all my art is just writing grants right now. That was true for a while there. Dread, doubt, questions, fear, desire, goal, want, try, work, migraine, rest, stuck, make, wait. Rest. Blank. Tired, soft, clean, half urge, blunt, hand, holds, rest. Full. Restful or dog. Restful or dog toy. Oh, restful or dog toy, her. Waste time spelled incorrectly. Recreates. Anything. Purposeless. Purpose. Wait. Forget. Pathetic. Imperceptible. Anticipation. I'm playing with the idea that synth will only be able to quote me directly, not generate totally new responses. This is talking about synthetic self. We've gone through some different sort of designs for how to make synthetic self work. And one idea was that it wouldn't be exactly like an LLM where it can sort of say incorrect things, but it would only be able to quote directly from the data set, which is these books. But I don't know. I don't know what will happen with that project or if it will ever get made. This is a 50 ideas exercise. If you're ever stuck on ideas, instead of trying to generate one idea, you can try and generate 50 ideas and just completely burn your brain to a crisp. It is fun. It helped me create ideas for art school from bed. Blobfest in the living room. There's a lot of these like sort of poetry, sort of journal, like drawing text pages. These are diagrams for sculptures. Oh my gosh, the sculptures in the living room. That's where those came from. My head is threatening to collapse yet again. Yeah, it's a constant thing around here, having migraine collapse brain. Oh, this was an idea of being able to like wear the cardboard sculptures as outfits. Which I still think would be cool. I could attach them to my wheelchair. It could be a whole cosplay. Oh, this is diagramming for the helmet and forceps plot. Failure. Collected. Where did this come from? Oh, this came from a mutual on Instagram. Doodles. Trying to understand what my characters might draw. I don't like flowers or drawing flowers. Or letting their corpses rot in my house. That's true. I don't know why I'm so against florals. Oh, here's another cutout one. I like this. Magazine cutout pages. It's just kind of a tornado of feelings and thoughts. Yet another rejected one. I didn't write rejected on that one, but yet another one rejected. Diagrams for characters in the book. Ooh, these are nice. They're so simple, especially after all that chaos, just to have this. So minimal. For me, these are like very minimal. Ooh, that's a nice little series. It's nice to come across those in the books. All right, August. We have more paper weaving bits. Oh. Steve is watching Dune and I'm paying half attention. I lost my stomach for film and fictional TV shows too. I don't know what happened there. It's been really intense this year where I've been unable to like watch shows or like movies very well. That was until we watched the Spider-Man multiverse movie that came out this year. That one I was really into. I think we're coming up on... Oh, these are interesting. Cut up sort of like spiderweb pages. Just up to my ugly bullshit again. That's what a sketchbook is for. It's for ugly bullshit. I don't know what else you want from life. Okay, so here is... This is another trip I took with my mom. We went up to the Canadian Rockies in Banff. And she brought me some pieces, like some Junior Ranger pieces from where she had been in Texas. So there's some of that. And then this is just documentation of our trip through Banff and Jasper and Yoho and Kootenai and like all of those. Jasper was incredible. Jasper was definitely my favorite. Yeah, swimming in so many freezing cold glacial lakes. My body could not be happier than neck deep in glacier melt on an 80-degree day. Just so much like, oh yeah, we went swimming here, went for a run there, kayaking. So many just like swimming and kayaking. Yeah, swimming the glacial melt cold, a calm reassurance in the high 80s heat, or mostly calm if you choose to forget the intermittent wake rippling in the head tall swells as I swim. There's a lot of that in here. Do writers share their journals? I don't know. This is just where I sort of practice words for the fiction. Although I do hope to come back to these one day to be able to do quoting my own self in like graphic memoir form. That would be nice. Oh yeah, we went to Lake Louise, which was really beautiful. It was just a nice trip with my mom. It was nice to feel out in the wilderness, just taking breaks. All the places that we went. All the bears that we saw. We only saw one bear, actually. Oh my gosh, there's so many maps in here. I just kept like every single map. There's very few drawings. It's all just writing and maps. While I was there, my mom read and helped me sort of like line edit the novel, Helmet and Forceps. So that was a really nice part of that trip. But yeah, okay. Book 2 done. We only have one book to go. Here we go. Bloop, 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 bloop. Here we go. Do. Let's move you over a little bit. There we go. We can do it. All right. September, I'm back from my trip with my mom. I'm back on my doodly bullshit. So many of these like weird faces started happening, these are just highlighter on recycled paper. Morsel, toaster oven, backgammon game in the basement at 3 a.m., dogfish. Is this game of free associating going anywhere I want? The book, The Listening Path by Julia Cameron. I got the idea to start pages again from also says not to show these to anyone. Oops. Oh yeah, more faces, more morning pages. The morning pages I haven't been maintaining. They happen sometimes, especially when I need like a writing specific kickstart, like when I was writing the novel more intensely, because right now I'm like off from the novel, it's done. But when I don't need that kickstart, it's a little like less interesting to me to like have to write 3 pages a day. So as we go through September to the end of the year, it starts getting like intensely imagey with much fewer words. Need to remember to bring my hip brace. Falling off a board is probably not going to dislocate my hip or anything, right? So this was my first time surfing, which was so fun. I loved it so much. I love surfing. Steve and I were doing this thing we were calling surf and turf, where like he would go for a bike ride and I would go surfing. I love these highlighter drawings. These lead to some selfies, self-portraits, drawings later in the books that I liked a lot, but I had to take a long time to warm up. Oh yeah, this is High Holidays. There's so many pages. Yet another rejected funding attempt. So many in here. Faces happening. Oh yeah, I love these like little noodly mouths. It's so good. Let me be proud of persistence and not just approved accomplishment. Why is this the thing that I need constantly? I just need to be proud of trying and not like achieving a specific thing. Like, it's been really hard to be stuck in rejection land, and I'm really trying to convince myself, like, you can be a person who just does stuff and you can be proud of trying and not just when other people say that it's okay. My shortened memory also shortens my exercise motivation. I was so pumped to work out and to get strong enough to pop up on the surfboard the week after, or maybe a few days after surfing for the first time, but now I've lost the sparkle. That always happens to me. My memory does not serve me in many ways. Pictures. Drop the assumption that videos on projects will go out in the order that they were created in. Oh yeah, I'm trying to, I've, there's so many things I've been struggling with this year. One of them is like, what is YouTube? How do I make work that I find interesting that also other people will find interesting? But I've also struggled with that for years, and this is just yet one more attempt to bridge that line. I made a video this week. It felt good for that to feel like play again. Yeah, I do. I want the I want the videos to feel like play. I want everything to feel like play. So many projects have been happening. Art school from bed videos have been happening. I'm worried that I'll get a migraine. I'm worried that I'll get COVID. I'm worried I'll waste time I could have used to be productive. I'm worried I'll put all this time and effort and experience be a letdown. Yeah. A lot of things feel, I hate this. That's okay. You can hate it. It can stay in there. You can hate things and they can still stay in here. Weak, exhausted here, chronically ill, even while representing, even while letting go of vows, even while learning forgiveness. Letting go of vows is a big part of the high holidays. So we started getting into like a different kind of self-portrait here, where I give myself more facial hair. Oh, these are stickers from my friend. I love these. Look how cute they are. Look at them. Models of experience, diagrams of the body, new taxonomies, systems of care, libraries of process. Been trying to rethink sort of how I talk about my art, especially going through the grant writing process. I've been feeling a lot of trepidation and, rejection just from the way that I currently write and talk about my art. This is a mourning husband. So many different kinds of drawing styles in here. Oh, I think this is the first one. So I did this series of migraine drawings where one eye is open and one eye is closed, and the mouth and the eye that is closed are both like crying and drooling, because I get hemiplegic migraines, which are a kind of migraine that mimics stroke. And so part of what happens is that like half of my face becomes paralyzed. And I was experimenting like with different ways of drawing that theme, different ways of like exploring like this frozen side. I think this is my favorite one in this series. I just really liked the way that the water came out. October! Oh my gosh, this is so, we've gotten so far. Remember, when the pain is fading and you have been resting for hours and starting to get antsy, prop yourself up on the couch. Surround yourself with paper and drawing stuff. Play some soft music or an audiobook and get the energy out. Get the energy out in drawings. Recovery drawings or something. Yeah, because if I don't, then I will try and do things and I'll make myself sick again. More writing. Squiggle noodles. Oh, here's a good one. I think that's a blind drawing of a dog. Look, there's little flips and a nose and eye, little ears. So cute. Oh my gosh, my dog was the cutest one. I will brook no arguments. Just a lot of ugly experiments. Drawing not accurate. So last year I had 114 migraines, despite the fact that I'm on every medication on earth. And so I was experimenting with ways of how could I portray that data in a way that felt interesting. So I thought maybe blacking out parts of a drawing, but never really went anywhere. More of these. Then I just sort of get stuck in that theme and made a bunch of them. Trying to track activity more closely to find a rest amount that prevents migraines. This is never going to happen. I'm never going to find a specific amount of rest that will prevent migraines, unfortunately. I wish that were true. Drawing my oxygen mask, drawing different versions of that face with the oxygen mask, trying to figure out like what textures communicate oxygen mask. This is like a weird cloud one. Just that theme, the eye and the mask. So many migraine drawings. I had a migraine chain of, I think it was 16 in a row, 15 in a row, somewhere in there. And I had to go on prednisone, and it was like a whole deal. So that's sort of what inspired those drawings. So now I'm combining this like ribbon texture with that face. My goal this moon is to finish the book and send 10 letters of inquiry to 10 agents. I did that. Apply to SFAC, I did that. Finish the poncho, I did that. Make a how-to video, I did that. Oh my gosh, I did so good. I did so many of these. Advisory board document, I did that. Oh my gosh, good job, self. The only thing I didn't do in here is the monster drawing rally because I got a migraine. Are we surprised? No. Should I have signed up for something that had to be in person? Probably not, but you know what? Oh yeah, this is, I'm editing Helmet and Forceps and like really getting to the end. I'm almost done. Oh, I like this one. I like this version of the water. Oh, this one's good too. There are many good ones. Maybe I should make these into prints. I've never tried doing that. Could make that a Patreon level. You can have scans of arts. I have many arts. I'm trying to overhaul my Patreon this year. Ooh, I like that. Ooh, I like that. This was me first experimenting with a Posca marker. First ever. Never had a Posca marker before. Oh yeah. Stickers. Oh, so then I tried doing some of these drawings with the nasal cannula, which I don't really like wearing, but I do have and have used sometimes. A nasal cannula is basically like a plastic tube that delivers oxygen just to your nose. Oh yeah, my San Francisco Public Library Summer Reads stickers that I got from doing my Summer Reads program. I love Summer Read program. I am a dork. Ooh, that's a nice texture. I like that. Oh yeah, I taught a class on AI. Oh, here's yet another rejected. Rejected application. So many. I'm so proud of myself for trying. More rejection, more applications. This should be just every page in this book. More rejection, more applications. And then I just sort of been experimenting with, you know, playing around, nothing groundbreaking, different images. Again, trying to reconceptualize how I talk about my art, archives, prosthetic, outreach, disability, knowledge building. Trying to figure out who I am and what I care about and how to communicate that to people who have money who would let me do projects. Oh yeah, Art Armor. I finished that piece. I made a short about it. I made a whole long video. I made the piece itself. That was really nice. I really liked Art Armor. It was a good project this year. What textures? So many good textures. Disconnected from meaning always and forever. My mother will die someday. My husband will die someday. But fortunately, I will die someday too. The pain only lasts until you're gone. You know, maybe I'll feel differently about it when I'm 80, but it's definitely been a pain-filled year. Approximating a self. Oh, this was when, so I have been trolling Craigslist free, which I highly recommend if you want to make a lot of art and not spend any money on it. Because you don't have money. I was on Craigslist free and I found someone who's giving away tons of binders, and I use a lot of binders, as you can probably tell. So part of their giving away the binders, they had all of these like plastic sheaths that you put like images and stuff in. So I have been cutting up drawings and painting and putting different pieces of paper in the different plastic folders, and really just playing with different ways of using these folders to like make images, how you reorganize the like paper pieces in there, and then painting on the plastic with acrylic. Oh, that's a good squiggle. Oh, yeah, here's a good one where I just took pictures of hands from a magazine, incorporated them into this, drew on top of them. Oh, being able to like take a piece and like slide it around, so I would like move the bird pieces and like slide them and then like outline them on the plastic and then slide them to a new position. Gives it like a, I don't know, like a sense of motion. Unfixedness, especially since these are themselves like unfixed. They're just sort of delicately proportioned and arranged bits of paper. Oh yeah, and that they had some of these like larger plastic sheaths, and so I sandwiched some peeled acrylic, so they have a little bit of squish, and they're very thick. This one is like a very thick boy. But it's nice to have these transparencies over other pages. Oh yeah. Just putting nothing in them and just painting the transparent pages. It's a nice texture, I like that one. Adding wax crayon on top to trace the edges. Oh yeah, this one has some paper pieces in it and some painting. I like how adding less water to the acrylic makes it flow sort of in a very solid way, but then up here adding more water to the acrylic on the plastic means that it sort of like flows around more as it dries. It's a good texture. Here's one that was like an illustration of a tree that I cut up and then painted over the top of. Oh. Yes, yes, yes. Ooh, that's a good squiggle too. There are so many good squiggles in here. Practicing for the book art that I've been working on. Different painting techniques. I also, if you're going to use acrylic in your notebooks, you can use a white candle to like rub over the top of the acrylic so they don't stick together as much. It's not perfect. Like sometimes they'll have a little bit of sticking, but for the most part, they don't stick together even though this is acrylic paint. Just rub them with a white candle. I think this was a dust jacket. Yeah, this is a dust jacket for one of the books I found in a free book pile that I'm cutting up to make a painting book. Here's another one. Images of San Francisco, where I live. Oh, and then this is a recent piece. Well, obviously, because we're almost at the end of November. But I liked... so I cut the pages first, and then I painted them. I am going to try painting them and then cutting the pages, but this time they were cut first. And what I like about it is that it sort of reveals into the piece, but then also later on there are other holes that you can't see when you start. So acrylic paint, marker, also like pieces of peeled paint stuck on there. It reveals into like this hole, different colors, different types of mediums. So, you know, incorporating different kinds of paper together. This is a page, I think, from an anatomy and physiology textbook. Different thicknesses and widths of paper, and then the holes sort of appearing. There's this new hole appearing here and here, and as the other holes kind of dwindle, and each time they reveal the layer below them. But one of my favorite parts of painting this is that I painted each layer on the same piece of backing paper, so that as we go towards the bottom, you'll see that this last piece sort of contains little bits of all the paintings that came before it. So you can see here, these are all the edges, the cut edges from all of those pieces that are all sort of flattened down onto this one piece of backing paper. Let's see, what else is in here? Oh, and then this is sort of the last piece from the end of November. This is a larger drawing that I then cut up specifically to fit in here. An eye, the mouth with the fingers, 2 eyes here, and then a bit of mouth and more fingers here. And then just the last bit of writing from the end of November. Last night, Steve and I had a long talk about my tendency to be mean to myself, to be down on myself, to set my expectations way too high. Oh, yeah, I'm really struggling with this. I constantly feel like a failure, especially with the double unemployment situation, because Steve and I are currently both unemployed, unfortunately. So today I have been practicing both celebrating small accomplishments and catching the self-hate spiral as soon as it starts. It's easy to say, good job, self, when I have energy, but as it gets into the evening, my energy starts to dwindle and my self-hate really starts to pop up. So I've been practicing this nighttime menu, where things I can do instead of berating myself, which are you can write, you can play puzzles, you can snuggle, dog rubs, different kinds of stimming. Yesterday I was putting lotion on my face a bunch to help. So yeah, those are the notebooks from 2023. We're not going to include December because I would have to wait to publish the video. So you don't get to see December, unfortunately. But I love this process. Yeah, so if you're still here, hi. Come to want to see more, come to hang out on the Patreon. And I would love to know how you journal, how you notebook, how you sketchbook. And yeah. Okay, I love you. Bye.